Here are 3 things we never do. We never cut corners. Our engagement rings are made to high-quality standards, and we stand behind them with our all-inclusive free lifetime warranty. We never buy diamonds without seeing them in person. We travel to the source, eliminate the middleman, and get first pick of the most beautiful stones. Then negotiate the price on your behalf. We never try to trick you on price. We don't mark up the rings just to mark them down and call it a sale. We offer true value from the start, so you get the best price every time. At Shane Company, we put you first because a friend always has your back. Shane Company, your friend and jeweler.
Orthopedic care. At Abrazo Health, we believe these 2 words are better together. When joint pain postpones a walk with friends or halts a weekend hike, recruit our orthopedic physicians, surgeons, and physical therapists to join your team. From our minimally invasive advanced technology designed to improve patient outcome to our comprehensive rehabilitation program, start your journey to a pain-free life. Find your partner in care at abrazohealth.com/orthopedics.
The KDUS AM 1060 app is brought to you by Law Bear Auto Accident Attorneys. Hurry to lawbear.com.
That's lawbear.com. The bear has your back.
It's the lunch break.
Monday edition, MLB trade deadline edition of the lunch break right here. KDUS AM 1060, streaming on the free KDUS AM 1060 app. And you can watch us over on the KDUS AM 1060 YouTube live stream. Thanks for hanging out with us here today, starting your week off with us here on the show. Chris Schubert, producer Evan is on the other side of the glass. We are buckled up and ready to go for the next 2 hours, as the next 2 hours will move us 2 hours closer to the MLB trade deadline. Producer Evan, I'm going to spare us most of the pleasantries.
Now, that might be true.
How are you today, my friend?
I'm good. I'm happy to be here. It was a long weekend.
Do we want to tell the people? Do we want to tell the people about this? Because if we don't tell the people about it now, not sure when we're going to have time to tell the people about it. So, jam-packed show today. It's the trade deadline. We have the Jeff Passan computer in the other room that is just focused on his social media feed. Producer Evan has the breaking news sounder ready to go. At any point, we could hear that noise, and there could be another trade for us to discuss here on the show. So let's get to your move in the adventure that it was to start the show.
Yeah, so move, not going to sugarcoat this one. It went about as poorly as it could have gone to start.
It's not great.
So we'll start with, long story short, my girlfriend, she's our quarterback. She's our player coach, right? She's directing the decorations and where things need to go in the apartment, and I'm moving it. And so early, I had put a box on top of the fridge. I don't even think I got you into really the details of the story.
I see where this is going.
So I put a box on top of the fridge, and then, long story short, we were back at the house I'm moving out of into the apartment, and it's about a 3/4 of a mile-ish from door to door. And long story short, the power got shut off too early at my old house, so the power people had to come back so I could shut the garage door and finally lock up. And then she's like, okay, well, I'll go back. I'll unload your car. And she opens the freezer. Box comes crashing down, has glass in it. It shatters. It cuts her foot bad. So she calls me, obviously kind of in a panic because she's, bleeding. And I'm at the other house. So then I take off in a full sprint from door to door. And we get there. We get it to stop bleeding. We get her to the hospital. She gets 4 stitches. It's like losing your quarterback week 1 of the season with a torn ACL. It is such a devastating injury, and it feels like my fault because I put the box there.
And you just never recover.
And you just never fully recover, and she's being a warrior about it. Teacher back to school today. So she's moving around, but she's a warrior. She's getting through it. Kudos to her. Again, I apologize. It does feel like my fault. But, yeah, quarterback down early. Lost her for the rest of the year. Well, not for the rest of the year. She'll be okay. This has been quite the saga.
That's what it sounds like your weekend was. You know what's also been quite the saga? The MLB trade deadline, which has kicked itself into hyperdrive. And again, we've got a rundown. We have a plan for today's show. We are willing to rip up that plan, and at any moment, the Diamondbacks could make a move. I think the right place for us to start, Producer Evan, is to let everybody know where things stand. So I'm going to hit the daily special, and we will let you know with 4 hours or so until the deadline where things stand for the market at large, but in particular, the Arizona Diamondbacks.
Time for our top story of the day. It's the Daily Special.
And the trade deadline is the top story of the day. It's going to be the top story of the day as we wait to see if the Diamondbacks are going to be aggressive and do anything before 3 p.m. today. Because as of this point, it has been quiet. A lot of other teams around them in the National League doing stuff over the weekend. But today in particular, we've seen the Phillies make a pair of moves. A rumored move by the San Diego Padres to get themselves another starter for their rotation. Reportedly acquiring Robbie Ray. So stuff is happening right now in baseball with less than 4 hours to go until the deadline. But right now, it is mostly quiet on the Diamondbacks front. Now, I say mostly quiet because there is some growing momentum behind a Casey Mize trade. I've seen two different reporters. First, it was Bob Nightingale mentioning the Diamondbacks specifically. And then it was John Morosi of MLB Network saying that the Diamondbacks and Tigers have discussed Casey Mize over the last 48 hours. So kind of where things stand is Casey Mize may be the pitching target for the Diamondbacks. Not hearing a whole lot in terms of a hitting target to add to this lineup. But the Diamondbacks have not made a move just yet. We've got the Jeff Passan computer up and ready to go. So if something does happen, we'll be able to hit that sounder and tell you right away. But in general, a lot of stuff is happening around the Arizona Diamondbacks, and nothing is happening for the Arizona Diamondbacks. I'm going to reserve my thoughts on them not doing something until we actually get to 3 p.m. and they haven't done something. I'll let the day play out, but they are taking it on the slower side, Producer Evan, while a bunch of other teams around them are getting better, specifically the Phillies and the Padres, two of the teams in the National League that have gotten better this morning.
Yeah, and you hate to see it happen for two teams in the wild card race, right? Like,
of course.
Yeah, the Braves making a trade, it's really not going to affect the Diamondbacks until the playoffs or if they get there. But watching the Phillies go out there and add Luis Ariz and add Brooks Raley, and then, seeing the Padres get active and be buyers when people had thought maybe they're sellers earlier this week, now you're starting to think, okay, well, you got to wake up here and start to find the wheel, because you're going to need to make some additions if you want to be a wild card team.
Yeah, and you can point to all the guys that are reported to come back here in the coming weeks as reinforcements, but you're watching everybody else around you get better, and right now, up until this point, you have stood pat. Now, I think if I had to say right now in this moment, I think the Diamondbacks do something.
But even best case scenario, let's say Corbin Burns pitches in the end of this month. I think that's best case scenario. I think that's really looking at it glass half full kind of situation. This rotation needs another arm with him in it or not.
Yeah, but they'll point to Michael Soroka coming back. They'll point to Ryan Nelson coming back, and they'll say, if we get another starter, what are we going to do with those guys? We're going to have a roster jam. We're going to have a log jam in the rotation. So we don't want to go out and get another starter and use up what limited money. I'm being the Diamondbacks for a second. I'm not saying I agree with this, but they're gonna point to, we've got a limited budget. We've only got a certain amount of money we feel like we can spend at this deadline. Am I going to go out and get a starter when Michael Soroka is going to come back? Ryan Nelson is going to come back. Corbin Burns is on track to come back. I'm going to get 3 starters back over the next 3 to 4 weeks. If I add another starter, I'm creating more problems for myself. And with a limited budget, maybe I'd rather focus on going out and getting a bat for our lineup. Now, that being said, the one name that has been linked to the Diamondbacks today is a starter. It is Casey Mize. So,
and I would play devil's advocate to them and say, well, one, I don't have those guys back yet. So I still have at least 3 weeks, maybe a month before I am going to get that back. That's at least 4 starts for whoever you bring in. And on top of that, the answer is you got more out of Mike Soroka than you ever thought possible. There was discussions of him being in the bullpen. You can piece this thing together, and there are no guarantees. You thought you would have Corbin Burns back around the All-Star game, and due to complications, you're not going to get him back till September. So why is it impossible for that to happen again? Like, why are we acting like it can't?
Right, of course. You know how I feel about looking at guys coming back from injuries as, basically a trade deadline move, right? I hate doing that because nothing is certain about the performance that they're going to be able to give you. There's nothing certain about anything that you do at the deadline. You may on paper make a great move. I mean, Casey Mize, I think, would be a good move, but you just don't know how it's going to work out. But to me, if the budget is limited, right, and you really can make 1, maybe 2 moves depending on the salary that you're bringing back, I'm not sure why starting pitching is your priority. Now, I know I've had starting pitching up there as a main thing I wanted to see this team address, but if their budget is limited, and I know that Soroka and Nelson and Burns are going to come back, then let's reallocate the resources. But Casey Mize is the name that we're hearing. We're not hearing them about a reliever, and I think they are desperate for a high-leverage arm. Like, I think they desperately need a high-leverage arm out there. Paul Sewell may not be on this roster in 2 weeks with the way he's pitching as of late. They don't have a closer right now, although one appears to be emerging. And I do want to touch on that here today at some point, if time permitting allows us to do so. But it just feels like it feels like you're watching the Padres acquire Robbie Ray. You're watching the Phillies be super aggressive. The Pirates seem like they're a team that's interested in buying. Washington did sell, but I don't know if they're going to go full-blown sale. It just feels like the teams around you are doing stuff, and right now, as of this moment, you're kind of sitting on your hands. Now, we've got until 3 o'clock. Nothing is set in stone until we get to 3:02, and all trades are finalized. So the Diamondbacks still have the ability to do something, but reportedly the asks are very high, although I'm not sure I believe that with some of the returns that we're seeing across baseball. There is a move out there that Mike Hazen can make. I think there are a pair of moves out there that Mike Hazen can make. It's all about finding them and finding them before 3 o'clock today. Because I'm sorry, you can't tell me this team is good enough right now to sit on your hands, hope that you get these guys back from injury, including Jordan Lawler, including Lourdes Gurriel, and then just hope that that's enough when the Phillies are doing stuff, the Padres are doing stuff, the Pirates are probably going to make another move before the deadline here today. So I'm sorry, I do not accept that the Diamondbacks can just sit on their hands, and I'm hopeful that they won't do that before 3 p.m.
Yeah, and the closer we get, the more nervous I get that they are going to do that. This is a team that, let's face it, needs some kind of help. Whether it comes as a starter or as a bat, I think this team needs a little bit of help, and there are names still out there that they could go get, and they just make the calls. I don't think you're going to have to give up, a top 10 prospect in your system if you want to add a minor starter or a minor bat. I'm not saying you need to be shopping at the top end of the store. I'm just saying you need pieces here and there to make this team more complete, to either lengthen this lineup or give yourself another option to start. Because 3 weeks, a month, that is 4 or 5 times through this rotation where you're not going to feel like you have a true fifth starter.
Yeah, I think it would be a failure if we get through the day and the Diamondbacks do nothing. Maybe I'm looking at it glass half full or just being optimistic. I don't expect us to get to 3 p.m. and the Diamondbacks will have done nothing. Now, I may not like what they do before 3 p.m. It may not be enough in my eyes. I certainly feel like that is the most likely outcome, that they do something, but it's not big enough to feel like it's a big impact. But I don't think they're going to sit on their hands. And I do feel like it would be a major mistake to sit on your hands with this team in the spot that they're in. They just won a series over the weekend. We're going to talk about that here on the other side because they caused a little drama along the way.
I don't think this is breaking news, Sounder, but the Dodgers, the rich get richer. They are acquiring left-hander Chris Bubich from the Kansas City Royals trade.
So So in your eyes, that was not sounder worthy. It was just tell me about it worthy.
Correct.
Okay.
Do you disagree?
Well, no,
If I'm going to tell you, play the sounder.
Well, no, what I'm hoping for here in the open, because we're going to be here for the next 2 hours, and I have a plan to talk Cardinals football. I have a plan to talk about a bunch of other stuff in baseball. But at any moment, I could be derailed by something that you give me.
Which could be?
Right. And so I'm looking for sort of an understanding here between host and producer of when I hear that sound, what should my expectation be? And so
your expectations.
You're setting the line now as Chris Bubich is not.
Yeah, I think for me, any Diamondbacks trade, no matter the name, will be the breaking news sounder. And then I'm like bigger name guys, I think. Some of the bigger bats left that I think could go, we'll get the sound. I think if, DeGrom's name, Sandy Alcantara has come up, that could be another one.
So you're saving the sounder for the elites of the elites in terms of names that are out there?
Yeah, I would say so. Okay. I think that's fair.
Right.
Okay, how about this? George Kirby. If George Kirby gets traded,
that's sounder worthy.
That's sounder.
Yeah.
That is going sounder.
Yeah.
Because they still may move him apparently. Luke Weaver, obviously sounder. So yeah, those are the ones that are going to be sounder.
I think if it's Diamondbacks related,
anything Diamondbacks related will be sounder.
Yeah, I think that's.
I just think Chris Bubich to the Dodgers, the rich get richer. It's not even their top. People are going to forget that they added him.
Yeah, he might
in
not,
20 minutes.
He might not even make the playoff roster.
Yeah, right. So that.
Yeah, fair enough. All right. So there you go. We've set it up for you. What this is going to sound like here today. So at any moment we could hear that sounder and we could be derailed into a bunch of different directions. But the phone number for you to get involved at any point here today on the show, 480-864-1060. That is how you can sound off on the entire day today. If there's a move that caught your eye, you're upset about the Diamondbacks' lack of activity thus far, something you want to see the Diamondbacks do between now and 3 p.m., 480-864-1060. That is one way for you to get involved with us here today. We've also got you over the KDUS AM 1060 YouTube live stream is the second way for you to get involved and have your voice heard on the program today. When we come back, the Diamondbacks, they won a series over the weekend. They caused a little drama in the process. That's next, the lunch break, KDUS AM 1060.
The Jim Rome Show.
Bill Belichick had to address the media ahead of North Carolina's first camp practice. UNC started the presser by running out a staffer to tell the media that the Hood was prohibited from addressing the situation concerning Michael Lombardi in any capacity. Pretty convenient, huh? Ask the alleged coaching goat some questions. Just no questions about his right-hand man being on administrative leave and under investigation by the university.
1 to 4 p.m. Monday through Friday here on KDUS AM 1060.
This is Michael with Restore My Civil Rights. For many listeners, a criminal record can feel permanent. Thankfully, Arizona law allows convictions to be set aside and civil rights, including Second Amendment rights, to be restored. For the hundreds of listeners we have assisted to date, the results have been life-changing. If you're ready to find out what's possible for yourself or a loved one, we can help. To book a free consultation today, call 855-GUN-RIGHTS or visit RestoreMyCivilRights.com. That's RestoreMyCivilRights.com.
Somber presents You Are the Reason Tour. Fresh from selling out shows all around the world. See Somber live in Glendale. Desert Diamond Arena, October 14th, with special guests Tom Odell and The Help. Get tickets now at sombermusic.com.
It's Halloween time at the Disneyland Resort, and Minnie's begun to brew up delights and spine-tingling fun. The cauldron bubbling with mystical flair, summoning spirits that haunt the air. Watch as a giant Mickey pumpkin, a headless horseman, and happy haunts have a ball. Cars Land becomes Radiator Screams. Plus, there are seasonal favorites like Guardians of the Galaxy, Monsters After Dark, and Haunted Mansion Holiday. With tricks and treats at every corner to be seen. Frightful fun for the whole family at the happiest Halloween. Halloween time, August 21st through October 31st. Visit Disneyland.com or contact your travel advisor for important details.
Jim Rome here with your Rome Report. Another bad day for Tony Romo as CBS announced it's placing him on leave following his arrest last week on suspicion of driving under the influence. The network also announced J.J. Watt will work those games that Romo misses. Also not a good sign. And it leaves so many unanswered questions. How many games will he miss? Is it a suspension or are they setting it up to fire him? And will anybody miss him while he's gone? Now, that one I can answer, no. You do know you have one of the best jobs in the business, right? An incredible job that you probably could have had for 25 or 30 more years if you just put in the work and not get picked up for driving under the influence, allegedly. But apparently, you couldn't do either because you ask any average viewer, and they will tell you your performance has fallen off dramatically. And as for avoiding an OWI, well, we've all seen the footage. I'm not sure why CBS likes you so much. Just be glad they do and hope this is temporary and that they haven't already fired you and just haven't told you yet. I'm Jim Rome.
This is the story of the one. As a maintenance engineer at a beverage manufacturing plant, he starts his day knowing every line is ready to run because Grainger delivers the industrial-grade products he needs to keep mixers, conveyors, and packaging equipment moving. With Grainger's vast selection of bearings, belts, and motors, he keeps operations running smoothly, so nothing grinds to a halt. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
The U.S. Treasury just released its official financial report for 2025. Buried in it is a startling admission. By its own numbers, it appears the U.S. government is insolvent. When governments go this deep in debt, they print money, raise taxes, or cut benefits, none of which can help protect you. That's why people move part of their savings into physical gold and silver. Call Monetary Gold at 877-NOW-GOLD for their complimentary gold and silver guide. That's 877-NOW-GOLD. Call Monetary Gold now at 877-NOW-GOLD. Do it before the next headline, not after. Performance may vary. You should always consult your financial and tax professional.
Ready to tackle each morning with the best sports information coming at you?
I'm going to take a logical approach.
Get that weekday mornings on KDUS AM 1060 from 6 to 9 a.m. with the Dan Patrick Show. Dan Patrick, the Danettes, sports icons, sports legends, celebrities, poll questions. The Dan Patrick Show has it all.
It's a crapshoot.
Be sure to lock your dials to AM 1060 or 100.7 HD2 from 6 to 9 a.m. Mornings just got better.
This story is about us.
Diamondbacks series win over the weekend in Cleveland, but it was not without its share of drama. And I think that's what everybody is weighing in on today, so that's where I'll start. Because the Diamondbacks, I guess, in the eyes of the Cleveland Guardians, broke an unwritten rule of baseball yesterday with Tim Tawa in the top of the sixth inning, down, 5-0 at the time. A perfect game going on the other side for Gavin Williams and the Guardians. Tried to lay down a bunt, popped it foul. Brian Rocchio not happy. The weather delay. There was some arguments between both sides, little benches clearing. They were unhappy with Tim Tawa's attempt to bunt. And in general, the idea of bunting to break up a perfect game has always felt a little lame to me, right? It is almost given off the feel of you can't beat us swinging the bat, so you're going to try a cheap way to get on base. That's always been the feeling behind it. That's always been the unspoken rule. Now, mind you, I don't think bunting for a hit is a cheap way at all. If the defense is playing back and you can lay down a good bunt, that's part of the game. That's utilizing your skill set. That's taking advantage of the way the defense is set up. I think that's just smart baseball. I think when we get into, the eighth inning, definitely the ninth inning, if that's happening, I think it's more frowned upon. I'm going to tell you this. I'm not just saying this because it's the team we cover every day. Zero issue with what Tim Tawa did. Zero. None whatsoever. The Guardians, they need to grow up a little bit. It's the sixth inning of a game. It's 5-0. Baseball, a sport, we don't keep time. Okay? There's no 4 quarters. There's no 2 halves like soccer. It's not time. You got to get 27 outs. So at any moment, even though you're up 5-0, even though it's starting to feel like it's sliding your direction and you're going to cruise to a victory, it's the 6th inning. At that stage, I've got 12 outs to play with to score 5 runs. I've seen a lot of baseball in my life. I've seen a lot of teams down 5-0 or down 5 runs in the 6th inning be able to complete a comeback. And sometimes it starts with a little fluky hit, a mistake, a miscue by the defense, starts a rally. You get into a bullpen. All of a sudden, you turn a 5-0 deficit on its head, and you win the game. So I'm sorry, Cleveland, get over yourself. It's the 6th inning of a baseball game between 2 teams that every win matters for them. Every win matters down the stretch. You got 2 teams competing for a playoff spot. This isn't the 9th inning with 2 outs. Then I think you got a case. But in the 6th inning, get over yourself, please.
Yeah, I think I would have a problem with this if it was in the 7th or later. And it wasn't like, to me, he was never going to finish the perfect game because of the weather. So, like, I never really thought it would be real. If this was in the 7th with 2 outs, I would have a problem with it.
I think as you get later and later into the game, the more and more I can understand Cleveland's point of view. The top of the 6th, when you've only gotten 15 of the 27 outs, you're barely past the halfway mark. Get over yourself.
It starts to become real at the 18 marker, and certainly I don't like it after 20. I think if you're in the 20s, like if you've gotten 20 outs and somebody's bunting for a hit. Now if I have a no-hitter and somebody bunts for a hit, I'm hitting the next guy. Next guy's wearing one.
Now
that's just how it works.
Now hold on a second, because I think you're missing some important context.
Now,
if it's a perfect game and we're in the top of the 9th, right? And I'm down. If I'm the Diamondbacks, then I'm down to my last 3 outs, and it's 1-0. I have 0 issue bunting. 0. It's a 1-run game.
No, I agree. Here's my biggest thing with it. If I'm Tim Tawa, I have to know that if I get this hit, Vargas is wearing one.
Well, but
and you have to know that when you go up there.
Okay,
so that's my other thing.
But hold on, because yes, that's how the Guardians probably would play it and how most teams would play it. I think that's wrong because it's the 6th inning.
But if whether it's wrong or right, you have to be aware of the situation. And it doesn't matter whether it should happen or it shouldn't happen. It's going to happen.
And here's the other thing.
And so, like, if Tawa was hitting 9th and it put me in a situation where Carroll was the next hitter and he bunted for a hit, I would be really upset with Tim Tawa because I would think he put Corbin Carroll in danger.
Here's the other thing. He bunted it foul and then got a hit later in the at-bat. So what are we complaining about?
Nothing. We're not complaining about anything. There's nothing to complain about other than the fact that if I was a Diamondbacks player or the guy hitting directly after him, and I'm sure there was some kind of communication that he was going to bunt. If there was not, and he got on base, I'm going up there like, come on, Tim.
Yeah, but
you're going to get me drilled.
But I'm sorry. Then shame on the Guardians then. This isn't the 8th or 9th inning of a game. We're in the 6th inning of a game that's still very much in jeopardy. We're playing baseball, man.
Again, not wrong or right. It is just a fact of the matter.
Right, but I don't think that responsibility entirely falls on Tim Tawa. I don't think Tim Tawa,
depending where you're at in the lineup, it does.
I don't think in the 6th inning of a game I don't think the thought of a perfect game and breaking it up is crossing Tim Tawa's mind at all. He's trying to get on base to start a rally.
Yeah,
he's trying to get on base to start something. I don't think it is his responsibility to think, oh my gosh, am I going to hurt the Cleveland Guardians' feelings if I try to bunt for a hit while they've got a perfect game through? Because again, I know the score bug said 6 innings. He had gotten 15 outs. How many times over the course of a season does a starter go the first 5 innings, 15 up, 15 down? It happens. It's a non-zero number. Happens a decent amount.
Yeah. No, I listen, I have no problem with the bunt. As long as as long as you know this.
Well, again, the
repercussions.
I know, but the argument I'm making, the thing that's frustrating to me is there should not be repercussions when we're talking about the 6th inning of a baseball game. To me,
I don't know if I disagree.
To me, this is the Guardians making more out of something than there should be. 0 issue with the bunt, 0 issue with bunting in that spot. I don't have a problem with any of it.
Yes. Again, if this is 2 innings later.
Right.
I have an issue with
it. The old school baseball fans who have a problem with it, if this was the 8th or 9th inning, you have an argument. You don't have an argument in the 6th inning of a game where, and by the way, he didn't bunt for a hit. He got a hit a normal way. So Cleveland, get over yourself.
Trying to remember, did they bring the infield in and he got a hit?
I don't remember. I mean, he shot one the other way to right field for the hit. So I don't know if it would have mattered if the defense was in, because it wasn't like the infield came in because he showed bunt and then he hit one. I mean, it was a line drive.
It was a hit.
Right. It was a hit.
It was a hit.
So
I was just curious.
But that's kind of overshadowing what was mostly a good weekend for the Diamondbacks. They go there and they take 2 of 3, win another series, holding on to that second wild card spot, finished off a really good road trip. Would they go 6-4 on this road trip?
Yeah, really good road trip. Listen, we talked about this Cleveland series, and yeah, you gave up 5 on Sunday and gave up a lot on Saturday, but you handled business. You took 2 of 3. I know it probably feels worse because you did get, no hit or a perfect game there for 5 innings, and then only ended up with the 2 hits. But you gave up 1 run on Friday. You had the big number on Saturday, but still won the game. And then Sunday, you lost. So you took 2 of 3.
And 2 of 3 against a good Guardians team that's playing for everything is on the road is something to hang your hat on.
Certainly something to hang their hat on. And it sets you up nicely to return home and take a Padres team on that you're directly battling with.
Now, I know how this is going to work. We just spent the first 2 segments talking about baseball, and we didn't play the sounder, and we didn't have anything to talk about. So now, then I'm going to tease going to a football segment. The football segment, the lone football segment I have on the rundown, is about to get derailed. I just a prediction ahead of time that's what's going to happen on the other side. 480-864-1060. That's the phone number for you to join us here today on the program. We've also got you over on the KDUS AM 1060 YouTube live stream. We'd love for you to weigh in on the drama over the weekend for the Arizona Diamondbacks, but ultimately the more important thing, winning that series and taking 2 of 3. When we come back, the Cardinals release their first depth chart. Is there anything we should overreact to? That's next, the lunch break, KDUS AM 1060.
It's the lunch break with Chris Schubert.
Jacoby Brissett, a rework deal that's going to pay him $15.5 million this year, guaranteed. This is a fine deal for the Arizona Cardinals. There is no such thing in sports as a bad one-year deal. Jacoby Brissett is a guy that is supposed to get them through this one season, help Mike LaFleur get off to a good start, and then he's going to pass that baton. Oh, by the way, the $15.5 million comes in lower than a bunch of other starters. So among starting quarterbacks, it's either at the bottom or it's close to the bottom.
Live Monday through Friday, 11 a.m. to 1 p.m.
It's the BOGO Back to School sale with Zero Res. So whether you're looking to clean up before or after the barbecue, get ready for late season graduation parties, or you're getting ready for the new school year, Zero Res has you covered. Carpets, tile, hardwood, rugs, upholstery, air ducts, every surface in your home can be Zero Resified, so it's time to call the cleaning pros at Zero Res. Now, if you haven't tried Zero Res yet, or it's been months since your last deep clean, then now is the time to call. It's BOGO season. Right now, you can get your entire home Zero Resified from Phoenix's Ultimate Carpet Cleaner and get 2 rooms of carpet clean for just $129 and another 2 rooms for free. You like to check out the reviews? Well, Zero Res has a 4.9 rating on Google. So schedule your appointment at ZeroResPhoenix.com. That's ZeroResPhoenix.com. Or call 480-507-2419 and ask for the KDUS special. Spell it backwards or forwards, it spells the same. Zero Res.
My Chemical Romance, The Black Parade 2026. Live at Chase Field, September 6th, 2026. With special guest, Jimmy Eat World. Get tickets now at livenation.com. For more, visit mychemicalromance.com.
Hey, basketball fans, Tom Chambers here reminding you that just like in a game, you need a solid defense for your home. And that starts with a reliable roof from Right Way Roofing. Hey, Lori, as owner of Right Way Roofing, what sets you apart from the competition?
Our team tackles any roofing challenge from shingles to tile to foam roofing. We'll make sure your roof wins against the toughest opponents, rain, wind, and even those scorching summer days.
Make Right Way Roofing your MVP.
We're Right Way Roofing and we do it right. tight. We'll always keep you watertight.
Your dental health affects your whole body's wellness. Got a broken tooth or need a crown? At Arizona Crown Center, you can expect care focused on crowns and bridges for just $6.99 per tooth, including your x-ray. That's less than half the usual cost. With Arizona Crown Center, expect top quality, efficient treatment backed by a 3-year unconditional guarantee, and even same-day service. They keep it simple and affordable, so you can enjoy the foods you love without worry. Plus, their friendly team makes every visit comfortable and easy. Whether it's your first crown or replacing an old one, they personalize your care to fit you. That's something to really smile about. Don't live with discomfort. Visit azcrowncenter.com for your free consultation today. Serving the Valley for over 20 years with offices in Chandler, Surprise, and Prescott. Get premium dental crowns and bridges at a price that fits your budget. azcrowncenter.com. That's azcrowncenter.com. Your smile's best friend.
With a Global Credit Card, you earn reward points for every purchase. Use your rewards at checkout at many of your favorite stores, or use points instead of cash when you shop online. You can even use them to book a flight up to 3 days in advance. New York, Vegas, Albuquerque. From groceries to getaways, redeem your way. Apply for your Global Credit Card now at globalcu.org. Global Credit Union, your world of financial possibilities.
The Dan Patrick Show.
The Dodgers get Tarek Skubal. I think the surprise might have been, are you giving up big-time talent to get him? Tarek Skubal had the leverage by saying he wanted to go to the Dodgers, wanted to go to the West Coast. The key will be moving forward, the kind of contract Tarek Skubal is going to want. Of course, looming large is there going to be a lockout at some point?
Weekdays, 6 to 9 a.m. on KDUS AM 1060.
Tomorrow is the return of the NFL News Dump. Thursday, the Cardinals play a preseason football game. And if you need any more reason to know that football is back, the Cardinals released their first depth chart of training camp over the weekend. And I've got it up here in front of me. And I'll just be honest with everybody. There's nothing on this that really stands out in a major way for me. Right? Tyler Algier is listed as the RB1. I'm sure there are some people that were surprised by that, considering where they took Jeremiah Love. But if you've been watching camp or following those that are at camp, you will know Algier's been getting a lot of the reps with the ones. Jeremiah Love has been getting the reps with the twos. With how much of the football there is going to be to go around in that running back room, and LaFleur has talked about keeping everybody fresh, I wouldn't be too overly concerned about who fits where on the depth chart, because they're going to find a way to get everybody involved. Specifically, Algier and Love, those guys are going to feature predominantly every week. Whether one guy's the RB1 or the RB2, they're going to get a ton of carries. So I'm sure that was something that people pointed to. I first went to who's playing right guard, and they have Isaiah Adams listed as the right guard with Chase Pasantis listed as the backup. Other than that, everything on offense looks normal, looks like what you would expect it to be, feels very run-of-the-mill. On defense, I love that the Cardinals are doing or this person is the starter, so that they don't really have to commit to somebody being a starter. They have Darius Robinson and Dante Stills listed as the starting defensive tackle, Robinson or Stills. They have Roy Lopez or Andrew Billings listed as their starting nose tackle. They have Zaven Collins or Baron Browning starting outside. And then they have Denzel Burke or Max Melton. Again, keeping their options open, not really committing to anybody. Interesting that Sean Murphy-Bunting is listed as a starter in the corner room. I did find that a little intriguing, considering it's been so long since we've seen him play football for the Cardinals. But other than that, this is basically what you would expect this depth chart to look like.
Yeah, there was nothing surprising. Nothing surprising for me at all. As I'm looking at it here, I think the Sean Murphy-Bunting one was interesting, but it didn't be like, it'd take me back and be like, oh my gosh, wow, Sean Murphy-Bunting listed as a starter. But no, I nothing out of the ordinary. I will be honest, I know he's getting the reps in camps with the ones and stuff. I still am just a little shocked that they listed him 1 because of the look of it.
You mean Algier over Love?
Yeah. Like, just the optics of drafting Love and then not having him listed as the RB1, it just doesn't look good optically. So I was still a little surprised to see that.
But, okay. Can I play devil's advocate for a second?
Of course you can.
Doesn't it feel like it's a good thing that they were unbothered by the optics of it, and they're putting a depth chart out there that says this is how we see things right now?
Yes.
Because I would rather them be honest with all of us and say this is how we see it right now, rather than play the optics game and put somebody as their RB1 that maybe they're not ready to call their RB1 just yet.
100%, I would much rather have that, but I was just knowing the Cardinals and who they've been in the past.
Right, but this goes to show you that Mike LaFleur is doing a really nice job setting a good first impression.
Correct.
He's impressed at the podium. He's impressed with things like this. He was really transparent about the Walter Nolan situation where the Cardinals thankfully avoided a major injury with Walter Nolan. After we got out of here on Friday, he left practice early, walked off the field with the doctors and the trainers, ended up not being a big deal. It's honestly, over the weekend, I was anticipating that being potentially our daily special today, considering it was still up in the air if he was seriously hurt or not. But he's been transparent about that. He's done a really nice job of I think, endearing himself to the media and to the fan base here in the early going and making it seem like he's got a really nice handle on things. Now, if Jeremiah Love was RB3 on this depth chart, I think you could maybe be a little alarmed by that. But him being number 2 when the guy that's number 1 is somebody that they went out and got in free agency, prioritized in free agency, dare I say, and is somebody who is a veteran back in this league. And we know that Jeremiah Love isn't going to get every single carry. And if you were expecting that, allow me to be the person that brings you that bad news. He is not going to play every down this season. Tyler Algier is going to get work. James Conner is going to get work. Trey Benson is going to see some carries. So I am not overreacting to Jeremiah Love being number 2. I mean, listen, Nathaniel Hackett told us he's a rookie. That's what he said. So I'm not surprised that Tyler Algier draws in front of Jeremiah Love.
I stand by. You just can't say that. You drafted him 3rd overall. You just can't say that.
You would like your offensive coordinator to be a little more buttoned up.
Yes.
And by the way, did you hear what Jeremiah Love said about it?
No.
His answer was, well, he's not wrong. I am a rookie. Technically, I'm a rookie. I thought it was a great answer.
Yeah, that is your young running back handling the podium far better than your...
He's the offensive coordinator.
Than your offensive coordinator.
Oh, okay, that's what the pause was for. I'm like, he's the offensive coordinator.
I do, sorry.
The pause was the passing computer went off. My apologies.
The Boston Red Sox are acquiring 3-time All-Star catcher Adley Rutschman in a trade with the Baltimore Orioles.
Okay, so this has been rumored all day. This is a big move for the Orioles and for the Red Sox.
I can't wait to see what that return is, but knowing that it didn't come immediately, I don't think it's Jarren Durant.
So you have a Red Sox team that just finished off a sweep of the Dodgers, feeling good about themselves, wanting some help on the offensive side. Rushman's kind of had an up and down year in Baltimore, and I'm surprised Baltimore dealt him within the division.
So am I, especially he has how many?
He's got, I think
at least 2 more years.
I think it's a year and a half. I think it's the rest of this year and next
year.
year.
Through 2027. Yep, a year and a half.
So, again, we're not talking about a pure rental. We're talking about somebody who's under control for next year. So, I tend to think the prospect haul will be decent for Baltimore. I like Boston going for it. I like them making a swing. They've played their way into this thing.
Adley's been good this year.
It's just been an up and down career for him.
Yeah, it has. At times, it's so good.
When you mentioned it, when you read the tweet, 3-time All-Star. I mean, there's some good in there.
He was an All-Star this year, right?
So there's some good in there, but it just hasn't. He was drafted, 1-1? He was the first overall pick?
Correct, he was the first overall pick.
And so, yes, he's a 3-time All-Star, but he hasn't been that MVP candidate that I think they thought he was prospect-wise.
And I think that 2022 season, when he comes up, right, he's a 5-win player. He hits 254 with the 13 homers. He posts an OPS plus of 131. That next year is 128, and then after that, it's been 190. This year, back up around 115 from an OPS plus standpoint, but hasn't been able to get the OPS back up over 800. This year, it's the highest it's been a couple of years at 764. So this is a guy who offensively has started to refine it a little this year, hitting 251. Like I said, he has that 764 OPS, but remains to be a very good option at catcher. So I like this move from Boston a lot, and they're going for it.
Yeah, I mean, and again, that's good on them for their front office recognizing what they've done recently, rewarding it, and giving this team a fighting chance here over the final 2 months of the regular season to see what they are able to do. I will be fascinated by what this return is for the Orioles, because you'd have to think that they charge the division tax.
Yeah, and as soon as I get that, I will let you know. You would have to imagine this is a pretty big haul for who, 2 years ago was one of baseball's young stars and still has team control. I know it's been up and down, but there are still a lot of people that think Adley Rutschman is going to be a catcher in this league for a long time and be very good at it. So,
how about this? Let's take a timeout. We have to recap the weekend. How'd we do with our weekend winners? And I'm sure by the time that happens, there'll be something else in baseball for us to discuss. And then we've got a baseball jammed hour number 2. So we'll be prepared and ready to go for whatever the trade deadline can bring us. We told you that the chaos was coming today, and it has delivered already in the first 48 minutes here of the show. So when we come back, recapping the weekend, our weekend winners, and we'll finish up hour number 1 here at the lunch break. We'll do it next. KDUS AM 1060.
The Jim Rome Show.
Bill Belichick had to address the media ahead of North Carolina's first camp practice. UNC started the presser by running out a staffer to tell the media that the Hood was prohibited from addressing the situation concerning Michael Lombardi in any capacity. Pretty convenient, huh? Ask the alleged coaching goat some questions. Just no questions about his right-hand man being on administrative leave and under investigation by the university.
1 to 4 p.m. Monday through Friday here on KDUS AM 1060.
As the old saying goes, size matters.
At Morgan & Morgan, we have over 1,000 lawyers and nearly 6,000 people on staff.
But at the core, this is and always has been a family business.
Our family watching out for your family.
Call us or email us 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, even on a Saturday or a Sunday.
And if you ever have a problem, call our mom.
Morgan & Morgan.
For the people and your family.
Injured? Dial Pound Law or visit forthepeople.com for an office near you.
The Gorillas, live in Phoenix. The Mountain Tour 2026. Performing at Mortgage Matchup Center, Friday, October 23rd. With special guests, Little Sims and Deltron 3030. Get ready to feel good all over again. The new album, The Mountain, is out now. Get tickets now at livenation.com.
Hey, it's Phil Shaver with HomeSmart, and I want to buy your house. I'm a local investor that buys homes for cash all over Maricopa and Pinell County. I buy inherited homes, nice homes, rental homes, homes that are behind on mortgage payments, and I even buy ugly homes that need fixing. Also, are you looking to get closer to market value for your house? As a licensed realtor, I've been able to buy and sell thousands of homes. Since I'm local, you can call me directly on my cell phone, 480-409-9999. Again, that's 480-409-9999. I don't work for a big corporation or hedge fund, so I can only buy 3 to 5 homes per month. There are no fees involved, and you can pick your own close date. The best part is I buy homes as is, so you don't have to worry about doing any repairs. Again, you can call me directly at 480-409-9999, or you can go to my website, gosoldaz.com. That's gosoldaz.com.
Ready to tackle each morning with the best sports information coming at you?
I'm going to take a logical approach.
Get that weekday mornings on KDUS AM 1060 from 6 to 9 a.m. with the Dan Patrick Show. Dan Patrick, the Danettes, sports icons, sports legends, celebrities, poll questions. The Dan Patrick Show has it all.
It's a crapshoot.
Be sure to lock your dials to AM 1060 or 100.7 HD2 from 6 to 9 a.m. Mornings just got better.
This story is about us.
Wrapping up hour number 1 here at the lunch break. KDUS AM 1060. Chris Schubert, producer Evan, hanging out with you today on this MLB trade deadline Monday. And boy, has this delivered already. We've got another hour, at least while we're on the air, and then another 2 hours after that where this frenzy can continue. But while we wait for the next big move, let's recap the weekend and our weekend winners. Producer Evan, I believe you are what is that, the maitre d'? Is that the
maitre d'?
Is that the person who's in charge of the restaurant, right? You are the maitre d'.
I think that's just the manager.
Of weekend winners. Well, you're the manager of the weekend winners.
Perfect. I have the weekend winners for you.
Good, because I don't. I do not have the list in front of me. So
you started with Tarek Skubal.
How'd I do? How'd I do with Tarek Skubal as a winner? You want to... What do you mean? He's going to the Dodgers. He's going to win another... He's going to have the Dodgers win another championship.
Yes, but, he won't be the star. So I think he'll leave there because he won't be the star.
I mean, honestly.
Who cares?
Who cares?
Skubal might.
I don't think he does. Because you know what he's thinking?
They're the best team in baseball.
That's what he's thinking.
For me, I had the D-backs. They took 2 or 3.
Okay.
I kind of love it.
That's good by you. Yeah.
So I'll take my win there. I had the Milwaukee Brewers. I have so many questions.
I'm not sure if we can. I'm not sure we can classify them as a winner. Although,
please hold.
I'm holding. They could do something before the deadline today.
Yes, but they didn't get Tarek Skubal, which was the heart of that.
Stop what you're doing. Stop what you're doing right now.
Did I miss something?
No. Just stop what you're doing right now.
Okay.
Go to your favorite football team's Twitter account.
Okay.
Now, I want to make sure. What football team are you going to?
The Philadelphia Eagles?
No.
The Panthers.
Your favorite football team.
Panthers. Okay, of course. I should follow them.
You probably should.
The T-Mac?
Did you see this? You see this catch?
Let me see it.
I mean.
Oh, we're good.
We're good.
We're good.
By the way,
by the way,
Kenny Pickett's going to start on
Kenny
Thursday.
Pickett will start on Thursday. Not the time to do this. I want to ask you. So I have 2 keepers in my fantasy league.
Sure, no, that's fine. Because let me tell you, if we don't do it now, we may not do it. So.
Okay. Do you want me to tell you who I'm between?
Sure.
Okay. So I have T-Mac in the 4th round.
Okay.
I think I'm going to keep him.
You should keep him.
So I'll get to keep him in the 4th round.
And so instead of making a 4th round pick, you will just take T-Mac?
Yes.
1,000 times out of 1,000, that's exactly what you do.
And then my second one,
okay,
Luther Burden in the 14th. My other options are Omarion Hampton in the 2nd or Kenneth Walker in the 3rd. I think are the only ones that have any value. I got a question.
Okay.
Of course.
Can we just keep T-Mac and move on with our day?
You have to keep 2. Which I think is ridiculous, but I called the commissioner last night.
So that's our only option.
I could keep Dallas Goedert in the 11th. I'd be alarmed.
I don't love our options.
No, my team got just riddled with injury. My honest thought was I'll take Neighbors in the 1st round because, my keeper last year, we're moving from 1 to 2 keepers. My keeper going into the year was Brian Thomas Jr. in the 8th round. You know how good I felt?
Always bet on yourself.
I have the best keeper in the league. And I immediately paired him with Malik Neighbors. I was like, young receivers, please, we'd love to have you.
Right, you're feeling great about life.
Yeah, now I feel horrible. Yeah, my team was a disaster. I think I might keep Luther Burden in the 14th.
Okay.
I think the value is just higher than anything
With
else.
a 14th round pick? Yeah, that's probably fair.
Sorry.
That's okay.
The New York Metropolitans.
Can we just say something?
Please.
The Mets.
I'll let you make a determination, but I know how I feel about this. Yeah, that's how I feel.
Yep.
Right now, we still have a couple more hours
to
go.
Listen, we'll see what happens with Luke Weaver, with
and Clay Holmes,
Tyrone Taylor, with Clay Holmes,
Luis Robert potentially.
Luis Robert.
Moved.
So
I would not.
There's going to be a lot to go here, but to this point, I think it's a red. It's an A.
I will tell you, I do love what they got back for Freddie Peralta, but that's really the.
You do? I don't know much about what they got back.
The second base prospect that they got back, Emilian Petrie.
And you
I'm
wanted
in on this guy.
I
wanted a second baseman.
Yes, that was the big thing.
Right, so that makes me...
All you asked for was a second baseman in that trade.
So, I'm happy.
Roman Reigns, you selected?
He's a winner.
You're going to have to let me know.
No, he is a winner. He is a winner. You can, yes.
Yes. Love hearing that.
Well, that was my pick.
Yes.
So that's a win for me.
Cody Rhodes?
Nope. You can hit the buzzer. Nope. Randy Orton came back and cost him the match. Sorry.
Randy Orton came back?
That's right. He cost him the match. Sorry.
How was SummerSlam?
Oh, it was okay.
It was okay.
I watched night one. I did not sit down and watch live.
Okay.
Night two yesterday, I did sit down and watch live, and I enjoyed night two. But in general, I would say meh.
Meh. Was whatchamacallit was really good this year, right?
Okay. WrestleMania. Yeah, WrestleMania was good.
Yeah. So, I mean, you're not gonna hit on all of them, and plus, Cody Rhodes saved him. He always saves himself for WrestleMania. He won at WrestleMania.
SummerSlam's a pretty big event, but
it's not as big as WrestleMania.
Fair enough.
So, Cody Rhodes takes the whole year off. He takes the one major every year.
I mean, it's really 4 majors in WWE, but yeah.
Okay, so SummerSlam, WrestleMania.
Yep. The Royal Rumble.
The Royal Rumble I've heard of.
And Survivor Series.
I don't know that I've seen that.
That's in
one.
November.
Okay, and is that just like King of the Hill?
No, it's just the name of the show.
Oh, okay.
Back in the day, they used to have... Here we go. On the baseball trade deadline day, we're going to do wrestling history here, but I think I've got enough time to do this. They would have what they would call a Survivor Series match. 2 teams of 5. So it's a 10-man tag match, 5 against 5. And if you got pinned, you were eliminated from the match. And so your team won when you had eliminated everybody else on the other team.
I love this.
They did that for a while. They've then evolved it to have this match that they used to have back in the day called War Games.
Okay.
Where there's 2 rings and a big cage.
Nice.
Hovering, surrounding the 2 rings.
Is that with the case at the top of the cage?
No, that's a ladder match and/or Money in the Bank. This is just 2 rings inside of a cage, and you fight, and it's a mess. It's mayhem. It's anarchy. That's what Survivor Series has become now.
I love it.
Then you got Royal Rumble, which is a battle royale. You enter the ring. If you get thrown over the top rope, you're eliminated. Last person standing gets a title shot at WrestleMania. WrestleMania speaks for itself. And then you've got SummerSlam, which we just had over the weekend.
Love it. Well, history lesson.
A loser for you, a winner for me at SummerSlam. Hopefully the Diamondbacks are winners by the end of the day with the trade deadline now 3 hours away. Hour number 1 of the program in the books. A lot of baseball coming your way in hour number 2, but we'll start with buy or sell. That's next. The lunch break. KDUS AM 1060.
AM 1060 KDUS Tempe Phoenix and KSLX HD2 Scottsdale Phoenix.
Injured in a car wreck? Lawbear Auto Accident Attorneys will go full grizzly to protect your rights. Shut down the lowball insurance offers and recover every dollar you deserve. Hurry to lawbear.com. That's lawbear.com. The bear has your back.
Weezer, The Gathering. Live in Phoenix. Playing at Mortgage Matchup Center October 20th with special guests, The Shins and Silver Sun Pickups. Get tickets now at livenation.com. 3 incredible bands for one night only. Weezer, The Shins, and Silver Sun Pickups. For more, visit Weezer.com.
If you're thinking you have low T, well, then it's time to start for free. For a limited time, get prescription testosterone therapy with no startup fee only at Red Mountain Weight Loss. Hey, just because you're getting older doesn't mean you have to feel older. Prescription testosterone restores your get up and go, so you'll feel like you're 20 again. You'll gain more muscle with less effort in the gym and lose that dad bod for good. You'll also think better, sleep better, and your love life will be better. Look, don't be fooled. Nothing boosts testosterone like actual testosterone. testosterone. So skip the gimmicks and start enjoying life with prescription testosterone. It's a game changer. Prices start as low as $129 per month. So don't wait. Book your video appointment today and they'll waive the startup fee only at Red Mountain Weight Loss. Go to redmountainweightloss.com or dial pound 250 on your phone, keyword Red Mountain. Red Mountain Weight Loss. Real testosterone. Real doctors. Real results.
Hi, I'm the VP of Play at Harrah's Auction Casino, and it's time to make your summer shine with Summer Playfest. Now through Labor Day, live music, weekly winners, and one lucky guest takes home a brand new Jeep Rubicon. With Caesars Rewards, you could win your share of more than $700,000 in cash and prizes. Summer Playfest at Harrah's Auction Casino. Play for all. Must be 21 or older to gamble. Know when to stop before you start. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-522-4700 or 1-800-NEXT-STEP. Visit the Caesars Rewards Center for details.
Your local Arizona Lottery retailer is full of new and exciting possibilities because draw games just got an upgrade with more prizes, more drawings, and more chances to win. Your favorite draw games like Powerball, The Pick, and Pick 3 are now better than ever. Games start at just $1, so you don't have to pick one. You can play all 4 new and improved draw games today, including the brand new Pick 4 game. Play today at a retailer near you. Arizona Lottery. Love the play.
The KDUS AM 1060 app is brought to you by Law Bear Auto Accident Attorneys. Hurry to lawbear.com.
That's lawbear.com. The bear has your back.
Of the lunch break here on an MLB trade deadline Monday. Chris Schubert, producer Evan with you. A lot of baseball this hour. We'll talk about the Dodgers getting Tarek Skubal. We'll talk about the Diamondbacks potentially already having themselves a new closer. But we start with what I think...
Now that might be true.
...is a baseball-themed edition or a baseball-heavy edition of Buy or Sell. Just a guess on my part.
Yeah, I think you're pretty much right. I tried to find a drop real quick that would say what I wanted to, but...
Is it from me?
Yeah, I've no...
What are you looking for? What are you looking for?
I don't know. I was just trying to find something.
I'm always trepidatious, if I can use that word.
That's a good one.
Wrong.
All right, let's get into it. Buy or sell. The D-backs will only make one trade today. Or not only. The D-backs will make one trade today.
D-backs will make one trade today. Yes. As I sit here right now, we've got less than 3 hours until the deadline. I believe they will make a trade. It's looking like it's going to be Casey Mize, but you never know what may come out of left field. So I do think they land somebody before the 3 p.m. deadline.
There is still one big name to be moved today.
All right, before I answer, let me try to think of who it might be. Teams are calling the Blue Jays. I wonder if they move Springer. I still think he's a big name.
Yeah, he's certainly a big name.
Are the Angels, are there any other big names? I mean, Trout would be a big name, but we haven't heard anything on that front. That would be a legit,
that would be a shocker.
Knock me to the floor type of move.
There have been deadlines where feel like I've heard more about it than ever this one. I haven't heard anything.
Yeah, so I don't think it's there. We had
Randy Arozarena.
That's not. I don't think that's a big enough name. DeGrom would have been, but he blocked a trade reportedly earlier today. Something that would stun us is, I think, what you're getting at here,
Sandy
right?
Alcantara. That's a big name.
I'm going to sell.
Okay.
There'll be moves, obviously.
Does Sandy get moved?
I don't think Sandy gets moved. No.
Okay. Yeah, there will be moves.
But nothing that I think floors me.
Okay. The Pirates.
By the way, the package for Rushman is 4 prospects And then Carlos Narvaez, a journeyman catcher who kind of fills the roster spot catcher-wise. A top pitching prospect in Boston's system that I think is like a top 50 prospect in all of baseball. Kyson Witherspoon, another top prospect in the Red Sox system, is also in the deal. It's a really good return for Baltimore. They charge the division tax. They charge the division tax
100%.
here.
The Pirates are the cutoff in the National League for teams that are buyers.
You gonna give me the?
Yeah, correct. Right now they're 3.5 games out. They are 1 game under 500. Below them, the Cardinals, the Nationals, the Reds, the Giants, the Mets, the Rockies.
Yeah, I think you landed.
Well, my question was because above them is the Marlins. Are the Marlins buyers?
No, they just
They're
sold
3 games over 500.
They moved Liam Hicks today.
I know. They're 3 games over 500. They've won 3 in a row. They're a game and a half out of a playoff spot, and they're going to be sellers? Or could they do the old buy-sell?
Can I go back to the Adley Rutschman trade real quick?
Yes, of course.
According to MLB Pipeline, the Orioles are getting back the Red Sox 2nd prospect, 4th prospect, 5th prospect, and 17th prospect. 4 top 20 prospects, 3 top 5 prospects. 3 for a year and a half of Adley Rutschman. That's a really good return for Baltimore.
Yeah, that's a really good return for Baltimore. For a guy who, I think we kind of just said it, Adley's been up and down, a little bit of a roller coaster. A lot of their young guys have. And when it's been good, it's been really good. And they're a team that can win the AL East, and then it's been really bad. So I don't know. It's been a roller coaster.
Makes me think that Boston's going to extend him.
Yeah, you would have to imagine. That's the old NBA belief, right? Like that extension gets done now. But the problem is if you're Boston, I have them all next year. Let me see what it looks like. Let me see what this CBA is going to shake out to be.
Of course.
So then I can extend him on the back half.
Of course. I don't think it happens right away. Although if they can get a deal that's very team friendly in front of him and he's willing to agree to it, then I think you do it no problem. But I do think because you have that extra year, you can wait it out a little bit.
100%. You've bought yourself some time, right? You do have a little bit of more runway to get this done. Despite Tyler Algier being named the starter now, Jeremiah Love will be the first running back on the depth chart by week 1.
Tyler Algier will be the RB1 on the depth chart.
Interesting. Oh, we got a Don Mattingly. The Pirates. Sorry,
what just happened there?
So much.
Don Mattingly is in Philadelphia. Then you said Pittsburgh. Then you hit the sounder. What is going on?
At first, Don Mattingly said that, whatever, that's second in comparison to the next story. Don Mattingly said the plan is for Bryce Harper to play right field. Bohm will play first base. So there is 4 position changes for the Phillies infield.
That's not what the breaking news sounded
No,
for.
that is about the Pirates who are acquiring Luke Weaver.
Wow, the Pirates. So
the best reliever on the market is headed to Pittsburgh.
So to go back to your buy or sell from just a minute or two ago.
Yes, they are the cutoff.
They are the cutoff, and they are acting like more than the cutoff.
They are buyers.
They think that they can.
That you go out and get Luke Weaver.
That's aggressive.
You think you are a playoff team. Another guy, another year of control too, right? That's a year and a half deal.
Correct.
That's going to be a hefty price tag.
What
if you got Connor Griffin?
I'm gonna guess that Connor Griffin is not available.
So I apologize there about the.
That was a lot going on.
A lot going on, but I got the first one that I wanted to read you, and then immediately got the second one while I was reading the first one, and that was huge news.
Yeah, I'm because Weaver is a Met, and everybody knows where my allegiances lie. I'm hoping for a top 100 prospect for the best reliever on the market and somebody who is under contract for next season, because the Mets did not have to move him at this deadline. They could have kept him and built their bullpen around him next year. And so you just saw the Orioles trade a year and a half worth of control of Adley Rutschman, and they set the price pretty high because they didn't need to move him. There was no obligation to move him. So we'll see what this return is, but the Pirates are going for it, man.
Wow. Yeah, that's it. I mean, that's a huge move.
For a team that is right now on the outside looking in, right?
Yeah, 1.5 games out.
So, depends on what the price tag is.
No, sorry. 3.5.
3.5 games out. So that's aggressive. Now, in fairness to them, it's not a rental.
Yes.
So you have him for next year to build.
And you
got to build a bullpen, right?
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Yep. They needed bullpen help, but for a team that's 3-7 in their last 10 and is now 3.5 games back, it's a little concerning.
Boy, we're heating up here inside of 3 hours. We're heating up a little bit. We got some names moving. And you know who's not doing anything inside of 3 hours to go? The Arizona Diamondbacks.
Like his case, okay. Casey Mize will be a Diamondback. Okay, there it is.
I think that's the move. By the way, shout out to...
Is that has to be their focus right now?
I would think so.
It feels like everything else is passing them by.
Shout out to Dan in Scottsdale, who called in the other day, is now joining us on the YouTube and said, "Caller Dan here. Chris, you were right. D-backs are buzzing." Well, all I said was that if they played well, they would buy. That's all I said. I didn't predict exactly what happened, but you wanted them to sell, and I said, well, let's see how this plays out. It's played out in a way where we're not even thinking about this team selling. We're just wondering what they're going to buy before 3 p.m. today.
Yeah, who knows if they are going to buy. This is what a wild move. I really, the Adley Rutschman one to the Red Sox for that return. Man, didn't see that coming.
These are the teams that have yet to make a deal today.
Okay.
These are teams that just haven't made a deal today.
Just today?
A's, Astros, Twins, Tigers, Yankees.
A's, Astros, Twins. What are the Astros doing? Are they buyers or sellers?
We're going to find out. D-backs, Cubs, Reds, Brewers, Cardinals, Nationals. Everybody in the NL West, not named the Diamondbacks, have made a trade today.
I guess the Astros are leading the division.
And you can take the Cubs off the board. Hit the sounder, please. Hit the sounder. I need the sounder. Cubs are acquiring left-hander Braxton Garrett in a trade with the Miami Marlins. So
I was just going to say...
I believe the Marlins are selling.
Yes, and I just got an alert 2 minutes ago that no matter what, Reed Detmers was not going to Chicago.
Yeah,
he is not a Cub, and so I guess they just immediately pivoted. Now they'll go with Braxton Garrett.
And so you can cross the Cubs off the list. They've made a move today.
Wow.
5 teams in the National League have yet to make a move today. D-backs, Reds, Brewers, Cardinals, Nationals. And some of these teams, the Nationals made a move over the weekend. They traded Luis Garcia Jr. The Rockies traded Brenton Doyle to the White Sox today.
Yeah, that's right. That's right. Wow, okay. Crazy. So the Marlins are sellers. 3 games above 500. You've the team, by the way, 2 games below them, just traded for the best reliever on the market.
And they just took 3 or 4 from the Mets over the weekend.
So I'm a little confused because they swept the Phillies. They've taken 3 or 4 from the Mets. They're playing good baseball.
Maybe they'll do the buy-sell thing, the Marlins.
And by who?
I mean, Braxton Garrett wasn't, one of their top 3 starters.
Not at all.
I mean, Sandy, Yuri Perez, and I know Max Meyer is hurt right now, but he's been probably their best pitcher all year. They've got those 3 guys in a playoff series. The Brewers in the car. Hit the sounder, please. Hit the sounder. You said the line was the Pirates, right?
Yes.
Who's just below the Pirates?
The Cardinals.
Yeah, the Cardinals are moving Dustin May and JoJo Romero to the Brewers. Little NL Central trade for you here on a Monday. You having fun yet, everybody? The Brewers and Cardinals have made a trade. Now, let me update the list again.
Our team's only trading in division?
The only teams in the National League that have yet to make a trade today, the D-backs, the Reds, and the Nationals. That's it.
And the Nationals traded really their only piece yesterday. That was movable today.
Well, unless they're interested in discussing C.J. Abrams.
Which I don't think they are.
I don't think they are, but they could. Boy, we are.
Man, that would be huge if they traded. All right.
We are heating up here today.
I don't know. I'll see where this guy is, but Sammy Stafura is coming back in the Luke Weaver trade. I don't know much about him.
He is a top 10 prospect for them.
Okay.
He's a shortstop.
Top 100 prospect?
No, not a top 100 prospect. A top 10 prospect for Pittsburgh. He's not a top 100 prospect, at least according to MLB Pipeline.
I don't think that's it, but that is one of the names in this deal reported by John Heyman.
Okay.
So, and by the way, that Jacob deGrom blocked trade was to the Braves.
Wow, so he said no to going back to the NL East.
No to going back to the NL East.
Interesting. Boy, it's getting crazy out here. Got a lot of teams doing stuff. This is fun. This is a lot of fun.
Yeah, this is awesome. This is awesome. All right, the Diamondbacks will trade a top 15 prospect in their system today.
The D-backs will trade a top 15 prospect in their system?
Yes.
And do we want to use MLB Pipeline's rankings?
I think that's fair.
Depends on where you look.
Yeah, let's use MLB Pipeline.
Yeah, somebody in the top 15 goes. Yeah. For Casey Mize at a minimum? Yeah, I think so.
That's all I got for you.
Really? Somehow we
did 6 very quickly. 6 buy or sells. And yeah, and then we broke the news.
Okay. Well, we've got more baseball coming. So as this frenzy continues, we'll be able to break it all down for you here. I do want to weigh in on the big story over the weekend, so we'll do that. Your phone call is always welcome, 480-864-1060. We've also got you on the KDUS AM 1060 YouTube live stream. Hop in there. Let us know your thoughts on the trade deadline, your favorite move thus far. What do you want to see the Diamondbacks do with what's left out there available? But when we come back, it's the move that everybody expected, and it happened. Tarek Skubal is a Dodger. We'll talk about it next. The lunch break, KDUS AM 1060.
It's the lunch break with Chris Schubert.
Jacoby Brissett, a rework deal that's going to pay him $15.5 million this year, guaranteed. This is a fine deal for the Arizona Cardinals. There is no such thing in sports as a bad one-year deal. Jacoby Brissett is a guy that is supposed to get them through this one season, help Mike LaFleur get off to a good start, and then he's going to pass that baton. Oh, by the way, the $15.5 million comes in lower than a bunch of other starters. So among starting quarterbacks, it's either at the bottom or it's close to the bottom.
Live Monday through Friday, 11 a.m. to 1 p.m.
We're chatting with our guest, always safety first, 811 Megaphone Man.
Call 811 before you dig.
You never stray from your mission of letting homeowners, landscapers, and excavators know you should always call 811 before you dig.
Call 811.
Call for both small and big jobs. And 2 working days in advance?
811.
Any parting words? And I'm guessing they will be...
Call 811 before you dig.
Brought to you by Southwest Gas.
811.
Stained. Break the Cycle 25th Anniversary Tour. Featuring Seether. Stained. October 13th. Talking Stick Resort Amphitheater. With special guests, Hoobastank and Hinder. Tickets are on sale now at livenation.com. Part of the America First Credit Union Series.
For 25 years, Primavera has helped thousands of Arizona students succeed with an accredited world-class education, tuition-free and from home. Don't wait. Enroll today at chooseprimavera.com. That's chooseprimavera.com.
When your auto insurance shows up, every call, every claim, every day, that's a win. J.D. Power has ranked AAA #1 for auto insurance customer satisfaction in the Southwest 2 years running. Get a quote at AAA.com/quote. Visit JDPower.com for details.
America First Credit Union has everything you need to get your money working. And for a limited time, new members get a $150 cash bonus for opening a checking account and $200 more for enrolling in and using direct deposit. If you're ready to do more with your money and get up to $350 cash, head to AmericaFirst.com and become a member today. Subject to membership eligibility, terms, creditworthiness, change, and conditions. Additional requirements may apply. Federally insured by NCUA. Equal Opportunity Lender.
I'm Dan Patrick, and this is Above the Noise. The Dodgers have built a West Coast evil empire by not just spending, but also identifying the right moments to strike. And they did so this weekend, acquiring two-time Cy Young winner Tarik Skubal. The trade itself didn't surprise anybody. It was the return. Once reports surfaced that Skubal preferred LA in free agency, Detroit's leverage took a significant hit. It's difficult to spark a bidding war when every interested club knows there's a real chance the ace walks away in a couple of months. That reality played directly into the Dodgers' hands. It's a strategy we've seen played out before for years in the NBA. Stars often signal their preferred destination, quietly shrink the market before the deal is ever made. Detroit still secured value, but probably not what many people thought they should get in return. As for Los Angeles, it once again found a way to turn financial muscle and organizational appeal into another championship caliber move. I'm Dan Patrick, and this is Above the Noise. These days, everybody's searching for ways to save on insurance. Scrolling comparison sites, digging through tips, chasing deals. But Liberty Mutual makes it simple. Liberty Mutual customizes your car and home insurance to save you money. And when you bundle, those savings really start to come through. It's insurance built for real people with a team that helps you keep what matters most, money. No hassle, just confidence that your coverage is customized with savings in mind. Get a quote at libertymutual.com or with your local independent agent. High quality meat, unbeatable freshness, and family style commitment to care. It's the Heartland difference. Heartland Steak Co. is your source for premium Midwestern meats delivered right to your door, including hand-cut selections of USDA prime and choice beef. Go to heartlandsteakco.com. Now through August 5th, 2 free 4-count packages of premium steak burgers, orders over $149.99. Promo code BURGERS. Taste the Heartland difference, heartlandsteakco.com.
The Dan Patrick Show.
The Dodgers get Tarik Skubal. I think the surprise might have been, are you giving up big-time talent to get him? Tarik Skubal had the leverage by saying he wanted to go to the Dodgers, wanted to go to the West Coast. The key will be moving forward, the kind of contract Tarik Skubal is going to want. Of course, looming large is there going to be a lockout at some point?
Weekdays, 6 to 9 a.m. on KDUS AM 1060.
Well, it happened over the weekend. Late Saturday night, the Dodgers landed themselves Tarik Skubal, and baseball social media melted down on itself. And I want to be very nuanced here. I want to make sure that I express my feelings about this correctly, because I do not think this is a one side or another conversation. I really don't. I don't think this is you hate the Dodgers, you think they're the worst thing for baseball, and they are the problem, and nobody else is to blame for this. And then there's the other side where you blame all of these small market teams that don't choose to spend, that don't choose to trade their prospects, and you say, well, the Dodgers have all of these options to them, and they take advantage of them. This trade on Saturday, to me, is an example of just how broken baseball is. And again, I'm trying to be nuanced here. I want to make sure I express myself correctly. When I mean broken, I don't mean in the way that the baseball owners have attempted to tell you that the game is broken. Because when I say broken, you think in your head, yes, Chris, we need a salary cap so the Dodgers can't just spend at will and spend all of this money and defer all these contracts and always gobble up the best talent. And while you're partially right, you're only assigning part of the blame. Because do you know who is else to blame for this? Major League Baseball is at fault for this. Because Major League Baseball has allowed the Dodgers and other teams, but the Dodgers have used it to a larger extent to defer contracts like they did with Shohei Ohtani's deal, 98% of the deal deferred. Sure, every team can defer contracts. Not every team can defer the amount of money that the Dodgers deferred. But yes, everybody can defer. The Dodgers took it to an extreme. MLB never reined it in. When the Dodgers went bankrupt, MLB, as part of their deal to get them out of bankruptcy, allowed them to not pay back the money into the MLB TV rev share the way everybody else does. So they, as an organization, have an extra $60+ million that they're able to put in their back pockets every year and reinvest into their team. An extra $60 million every offseason that they have that should be getting spread around to the other teams. That's not. That's a failure on Major League Baseball. You know who else is to blame for what we saw on Saturday? The Detroit Tigers are to blame. The Detroit Tigers are to blame for not charging a Dodgers tax, for not saying, listen, you want Tarek Skubal, it's going to cost your best prospect. You're not interested? Okay, we're going to continue having our conversations, because they could have waited it out until today and got the same deal that they got on Saturday. So the Tigers are to blame in this. The Tigers are also to blame for not going to Tarek Skubal earlier and getting an extension done and keeping a homegrown superstar player on their team and letting it get to this point. You know who's also to blame for this? Teams like the Tampa Bay Rays and the Milwaukee Brewers, who have a business model and have a structure set up to where they don't want to take on money. They don't want to give up prospect control. So instead of maybe losing one trade for the first time in their existence and getting Tarek Skubal, a difference maker that could help these teams win a championship, they hold on to their prospects and they let Tarek Skubal walk to the Los Angeles Dodgers. So I hope the blame pie gets passed around, because everybody deserves a piece. These small market owners that don't spend, these medium to large market owners in Detroit that didn't extend Tarek Skubal and didn't charge a Dodgers tax. Major League Baseball deserves some of the blame pie for allowing the Dodgers to run as unchecked as they have for the number of years that they have. And the Dodgers are to blame. Although, if nobody's going to stop them, and I had an embarrassment of riches, I would use it exactly the same way. So I can't get on them too much, but they are pushing the sport in a direction where we're going to have a serious labor conversation in December. So I saw all these tweets on Saturday. This is why we need a salary cap. This is why baseball's so broken. Money had nothing to do with the trade that we saw on Saturday. Tarek Skubal's owed like $8 to $10 million for the remainder of the season. Every team in baseball can find $10 million for Tarek Skubal. In just jersey sales for the remainder of the season, can probably find $10 million. And the playoff revenue that you're going to get can make up the $10 million that you're going to have to pay Tarek Skubal. Everybody can do it. They chose not to. This has nothing to do with the Dodgers having more money and having the highest payroll in the sport. Saturday has nothing to do with that. Saturday actually has everything to do with every other team in baseball. Saturday has everything to do with Major League Baseball in general, allowing all of this to go unchecked. So baseball in this way is broken, but just not in the way it's been sold to you. Not in the way that all we need is a salary cap and all of these things get fixed. I'm sorry, a salary cap doesn't fix the Tigers not wanting to extend Tarek Skubal. I'm sorry, a salary cap doesn't fix the Tigers not charging the Dodgers tax on Saturday. I'm sorry, a salary cap really doesn't fix Tampa and Milwaukee not willing to give up their prospects to make a big splash. A salary cap doesn't fix those things. So you can campaign for a salary cap. You can want a salary cap. Salary cap doesn't fix what we saw on Saturday. The system's broken, just not in the way you've been told. So, again, I hope I explained the nuanced way that I feel about Saturday, because everybody wanted to just jump on the Dodgers and jump on a salary cap. It goes beyond that. It goes well beyond that talking point that has sucked up all the oxygen in the room as we stare down a labor dispute. There is so much more that goes in to what we saw happen on Saturday. The return that the Tigers got was not very good. Credit to the Dodgers for being able to pull that trade off and not even touch their top prospect in their system. And please spare me that people were concerned about Tarek Skubal's medicals. Stop. Kid yourself. System's broken. And it's broken in more ways than in just the Dodgers have more money to spend than everybody else. And that's what scares me so much about where we're heading at the end of the year. And I got to tell you, there's a lot of people out there, and producer Evan, I don't know if you saw this on social media, but there's a lot of people out there that think the Tigers did this on purpose to help strengthen the talking point of this league needing a salary cap because of because the Dodgers are just running rampant over the sport, and that the Tigers did it on purpose to help their bargaining case in the offseason. Now, that's a level of conspiracy that I can respect, and I can't necessarily get all the way there, but I understand why you feel that way.
It's not crazy.
I don't agree with it, but I don't think the logic is all that flawed.
For a medium to small market team that the Tigers are, to trade that player, as in Tarek Skubal, to the Dodgers just to make the rich get richer, when I'm not saying that there were better packages out there, but we've seen some of the other packages that were put together. They were comparable. I mean, they had other teams' number one prospects available.
And that's why this isn't just a salary cap problem. This isn't just the Dodgers have more money than everybody else problem. Salary cap doesn't fix Milwaukee and Tampa Bay not wanting to spend money. Doesn't. Sure, you put in a floor, but they're going to spend to just that floor. Great. At the deadline, they're not gonna empty the pocketbooks. They're not gonna empty the prospects. If you put a salary cap and a floor in, the Brewers and the Rays and the Marlins and all these small market teams, they operate the same way. Sure, they'll check a box. They'll get to the floor that you set in this system. But come the deadline, they'll continue to act the same way, so you won't fix the problem that you say you want to fix. So yeah, the Dodgers got Tarek Skubal. Yeah, the rich got richer, right? Yeah, they did it again. Credit to them. They built up a farm system that everybody apparently covets, despite there being a laundry list of trades that have a bunch of prospects that never amount to nothing, or that never amount to anything. Sure, but we can all point to, they traded Yordan Alvarez that one time. The Trey Turner, Max Scherzer deal, that deal, none of those prospects panned out for Washington. None of them. Dodgers do these trades all the time, and most of the prospects never become anything. They get away with it all the time. You credit to them, because teams trip over themselves to try to get somebody from the Dodger system. So yeah, it's frustrating. Yeah, it's another example of just the doom that is hovering over this sport right now. But you got to look at the doom a little differently, because I saw it on Saturday. The doom was directed at the Dodgers, and while yes, they have a piece of the blame pie, I think you're missing the other pieces that make up this problem. And if we don't address the problem in its entirety, we are not going to fix it. And we are going to go through a lot of pain as fans of this sport all winter long and into the spring and not actually fix the problem. We're going to burn all the momentum that the sport has gotten over the last couple of years. And for what? Because I don't think you're going to fix the problem if you're solely focused on the Dodgers.
About 29% of top 100 prospects make an all-star game in their career. The analytics are behind trading the prospects.
And if you're a team like Tampa and Milwaukee and you constantly develop prospects and you're really good at that side of things, take the swing.
Think about it this way. If I trade 3 top 100 prospects and get an all-star back, I theoretically have still won the deal. If 29% of top 100 of prospects become all-stars at once in their career.
I don't want to be the person that is labeled the Dodgers defender, right? I don't want that to be what people hear from me today. But I just want people to understand there's a lot of problems that go into this. There's a lot of factors that go into this, and Saturday to me displayed them all. It displayed them all. It displayed how the Dodgers just run over everybody else in the sport. It displayed how the Rays and the Brewers and those small market teams never push the envelope. They never do it. Teams like the Tigers shouldn't be losing Tarek Skubal. They shouldn't be moving him because they think in their minds they can't afford a new contract with him. We shouldn't live in that world. Yet we do. And it was all on display on Saturday. Yet all I saw on social media was, oh, this is why we need a salary cap. This is why we need to curtail the Dodgers. Okay, sure. If you think that's going to fix the problem, my prediction to you, my take a note Thursday on a Monday, it won't.
And salary caps half the time are fake anyway. The NFL's one. feels fake at times.
Well, but it just, what are we addressing? What is the salary cap addressing?
Here's my problem. Outside of the cap, the deferred money is the bigger issue in baseball. That is maybe a larger issue. It then becomes the conversation of you are letting a team like the Dodgers be farther than anyone in a analytic department, in a development department, and they trade these prospects because I got to get them to X level so that I can move them. That's what their thinking is. And yeah, they will lose Yordan Alvarez. That's going to happen. That's part of the game. It is what it is. But they don't regret that for a second.
No, especially when...
And they've always been run this way.
And especially when there's the list of prospects that have panned out is a lot shorter than the ones that haven't. And the Dodgers in this isn't a 2020 plus 15 plus Dodgers thing. In 2008, they traded for Manny Ramirez. Like this is something they do. Yeah, it's just again, I understand that baseball has problems right now, and there needs to be something done to address the financial disparity that exists. I just think we're attacking this the wrong way. And I just think we're not looking at it from all angles. And just to get it back to baseball here before we hit the break, man, the Dodgers are going to be scary if come postseason time, game 1, game 2, game 3, you got to face Skubal, Yamamoto, and Ohtani. I mean, I just don't see how you stand a chance. I just don't see how you match up against those three guys. 480-864-1060, the phone number for you to join us here today on the program. We've also got you over on the KDUS AM 1060 YouTube live stream. When we come back, I do want to get into if the Diamondbacks have themselves a new closer, but we'll check in with producer Evan. We'll see where the trade deadline stands as we are getting closer to just being 2 hours away from the deadline. That's next, the lunch break, KDUS AM 1060.
The Jim Rome Show.
Bill Belichick had to address the media ahead of North Carolina's first camp practice. UNC started the presser by running out a staffer to tell the media that the Hood was prohibited from addressing the situation concerning Michael Lombardi in any capacity. Pretty convenient, huh? Ask the alleged coaching goat some questions. Just no questions about his right-hand man being on administrative leave and under investigation by the university.
1 to 4 p.m. Monday through Friday here on KDUS AM 1060.
It's the BOGO Back to School sale with Zero Res. So whether you're looking to clean up before or after the barbecue, get ready for late season graduation parties, or you're getting ready for the new school year, Zero Res has you covered. Carpets, tile, hardwood, rugs, upholstery, air ducts, every surface in your home can be Zero Resified, so it's time to call the cleaning pros at Zero Res. Now, if you haven't tried Zero Res yet, or it's been months since your last deep clean, then now is the time to call. It's BOGO season. Right now, you can get your entire home Zero Resified from Phoenix's Ultimate Carpet Cleaner and get 2 rooms of carpet clean for just $129 and another 2 rooms for free. You like to check out the reviews? Well, Zero Res has a 4.9 rating on Google. So schedule your appointment at ZeroResPhoenix.com. That's ZeroResPhoenix.com. Or call 480-507-2419 and ask for the KDUS special. Spell it backwards or forwards, it spells the same. Zero Res.
Chicago Sticks, the Windy Cities Tour. Finally, 2 iconic bands together for the first time. September 1st, Mortgage Matchup Center. Tickets on sale now at LiveNation.com. Don't miss Chicago and Sticks. All the hits, your kind of tour.
Hi, I'm Tom Shane, third-generation owner at Shane Company. As a family jeweler for almost 100 years, we're known for doing right by our customers. Our legacy of integrity depends on it. We stand behind our engagement rings with our all-inclusive free lifetime warranty. We handpick the most beautiful diamonds, then negotiate for the best price. At Shane Company, we put you first because a friend always has your back. Shane Company, your friend and jeweler.
It's time to talk Grizzly.
The air conditioner made specifically for Arizona summers.
Alaskan AC introduced the Grizzly a couple years ago, and the reviews are pouring in.
This one says, I love how quiet it is. I can hardly hear it come on, but I'm always comfortable.
Another person writes, finally an air conditioner that can withstand the desert heat and dust.
This one says, I like its fluffy fur and cute black nose.
Anyway, if it's time to upgrade your AC, you can't do better than the Grizzly.
Only available at Alaskan AC.
People love it.
Like this person who said, "We live in an older home and the Grizzly keeps us comfortable in every room."
Or this guy. We live just outside of town and the dust is horrible. Glad we have an AC that can take it.
Or this one. He's so cuddly and has these adorable pads on his paws.
Gary, I think you're on a different webpage.
Gary, I think you're different.
Learn more about the Grizzly at alaskanac.com.
Ready to tackle each morning with the best sports information coming at you?
I'm going to take a logical approach.
Get that weekday mornings on KDUS AM 1060 from 6 to 9 a.m. with the Dan Patrick Show. Dan Patrick, the Danettes, sports icons, sports legends, celebrities, poll questions. The Dan Patrick Show has it all.
It's a crapshoot.
Be sure to lock your dials to AM 1060 or 100.7 HD2 from 6 to 9 a.m. Mornings just got better.
This story is about us.
We are still waiting for the Diamondbacks to make a move here ahead of the 2026 MLB trade deadline, which is at 3 p.m. Eastern. So plenty of time even after we get out of here at 1 o'clock. And we'll break down whatever they do or don't do tomorrow on the show. It definitely appears as though Brandon Garcia has been getting a lot of the work as the closer. Torey Lovello continues to say that it is just matchup based right now. And we'll see if that tune remains the same after today. If they get another reliever that changes things, perhaps it goes back to there being an established closer. Perhaps Brandon Garcia just takes on that role. But in the first two chances that the Diamondbacks have had post Paul Sewald being removed from the closer's role, it's been Brandon Garcia who's gotten those chances. Again, the bullpen could be something they address here today before the 3 p.m. deadline. Producer Evan, I want to get back into the deadline. I want to discuss where the Diamondbacks stand right now, but let's go top line for anybody that's just hopping in their car or listening to us on the KDUS AM 1060 app. Or I will say, today's one of those days where we've got a lot of new people over on the YouTube side of things that are hanging out with us today. For those that are just popping in over there, let's give a little bit of a lay of the land of where things stand for Major League Baseball with about 2 hours and 15 minutes until the deadline.
Yeah, so lay of the land. I'll start with some of the trades that happened this morning. Obviously, the big ones that happened throughout the weekend. Luis Garcia, Tarek Skubal. There was a couple big names moved. But starting this morning, it got started a little early. It was 6-ish a.m. The Toronto Blue Jays got things started after trading Kevin Gausman last night to the Chicago Cubs. They did the old buy-sell and got Jose Soriano, who's on a multiple years of control from the Angels, who was gangbusters to start the years. It's been a little bit of a struggle, but he's headed to Toronto. And as I'm hearing now, they're still getting calls, and they may end up moving him before the 3 p.m. deadline as well. And then it was the Phillies that got things kind of going right after that. The Phillies acquired Luis Arraez in a trade with the San Francisco Giants, and then they continued to kind of follow suit. They ended up getting Brooks Raley from the New York Mets just after that. The Atlanta Braves got Brent Suter from the Angels, so the Angels are in a complete sell. The Seattle Mariners then added Taylor Ward in a trade with the Baltimore Orioles. They added the right-handed hitting outfielder who's had a pretty strange year for the Orioles, but power numbers way down, but the on-base percentage way up. And then the Padres ended up trading for Robbie Ray from the San Francisco Giants. So it was kind of a strange thing for the Padres. D-backs haven't done anything yet to this point, and the Padres, who you had heard may move Mason Miller, may be a seller, all of a sudden they're buyers. They get one of the top-line starters on the market. The Blue Jays then made another trade to add utility man Josh Smith from the Texas Rangers. Whatever their kind of news. Rays got back in on the action after some earlier news in the weekend. They added Liam Hicks. And then the Dodgers also continued to add Chris Bubich. And then the biggest trade of the day, the Boston Red Sox acquired the 3-time All-Star catcher Adley Rutschman in an in-division trade from the Baltimore Orioles before Luke Weaver was moved to the Pittsburgh Pirates. Cubs added another left-handed pitcher in Braxton Garrett. Dustin May then
there's just another move and then another move. Like, it's been chaotic this morning.
Yes, and then the Brewers got in on the action. Dustin May and left-hander Jojo Romero, the bullpen arm, will be headed from the Cardinals in another in-division trade to the Milwaukee Brewers. And now, as we currently sit, I believe the only teams not to make trades are the Reds, who were the teams? It was the Reds.
So the Reds, the Diamondbacks, and the Nationals
and the Nationals.
Only three teams
to not make a trade today
in the National League. They are the only three teams that haven't made a trade. I'll give you this update from Mark Feinsand over at MLB Network. The Clay Holmes market is active with 2+ hours left until the trade deadline. Among the teams interested are the Diamondbacks, Brewers, Padres, White Sox, and Braves. With a wide-ranging market, the Mets could take him down to the wire. So the Diamondbacks linked there to potentially adding Clay Holmes. Look, bottom line, the Pirates got better today and could still get better as the day moves along. The Padres got better today. They could still get better as the day moves along. The Phillies got better today, could still have some moves up their sleeve. The Cubs got better today, are going to continue to probably get better between now and the 3 p.m. deadline. Everybody around the Diamondbacks is getting better, and right now they are sitting there just watching everybody else do something. And the storyline and the talking point we're going to get if they don't make a move between now and 3 p.m. is, well, Michael Soroka's coming back. Well, Ryan Nelson's coming back. Well, Jordan Lawler's coming back. Well, Corbin Burns is coming back. Well, guess what? If that's the basket that you're placing your eggs in, let me tell you something. You better make the playoffs. You better make the playoffs, because I don't want to hear this team missing the mark, missing the playoffs by a couple of games, and you point to, well, we had all these guys come back. No, you had your chance. You had a moment right here to hedge, to get yourself an insurance policy, even if that's all you do. Even if you don't make a big splash cannonball into the deep end of the pool, get an insurance policy for the guys that you think are going to be able to come back and contribute, because everybody else around you is getting better, and right now you are sitting on your hands. 480-864-1060 is the phone number for you to join us here today on the program. We've got one more before we hand things off to Jim Rome at the top of the hour. We'll see if the Diamondbacks do anything in the final 12 minutes that we are here on the air. It's all the stories we didn't get to here today on the show, and whatever else the trade deadline has for us. We call them the leftovers. We'll get to it next. The Lunch Break, KDUS AM 1060.
It's The Lunch Break with Chris Schubert.
Jacoby Brissett, a rework deal that's going to pay him $15.5 million this year, guaranteed. This is a fine deal for the Arizona Cardinals. There is no such thing in sports as a bad one-year deal. Jacoby Brissett is a guy that is supposed to get them through this one season, help Mike LaFleur get off to a good start, and then he's going to pass that baton. Oh, by the way, the $15.5 million comes in lower than a bunch of other starters. So among starting quarterbacks, it's either at the bottom or it's close to the bottom.
Live Monday through Friday, 11 a.m. to 1 p.m.
I'm Ultima Morgan of Morgan & Morgan. Every time one of my children started driving, it was terrifying. I am quite aware of the dangers being on the road. Thousands of accidents happen across the country. We see it every day. These families' lives will be changed in an instant. We fight for these families as if they were our own. We've become America's largest injury law firm by winning cases just like these. If you've been injured in a car accident, call us.
Injured? Dial # law or visit forthepeople.com for an office near you.
The long goodbye begins. A very special evening with Journey. Final Frontier Tour. September 15th, Mortgage Matchup Center. The lights go down one final time. Tickets are on sale now at journeymusic.com. Journey. Final Frontier Tour.
Hey, Mr. C, it's me. Well, I just picked up the ring. I actually went to Hellsberg. Thanks for that recommendation. Kate's gonna love that hers is from the same jeweler you got Mrs. C's ring from. They were so helpful throughout the whole process. They even knew your family by name. and the ring looks great. Anyways, I just couldn't wait to let you guys know. Call me back and wish me luck.
Hellsberg, designed with care and craft since 1915. Shop in store or at hellsberg.com.
By the time August rolls around, you've stopped being surprised by the heat. You walk outside, you get in your car, and wait for the AC to catch up. And at the end of the day, the one place you need to be cool is home. Your AC has been running since May, morning, noon, and night. And when it stays hot overnight, it never gets a rest. It just keeps grinding until something gives. At Gettle, we've been doing this for over 85 years. We know what a summer like this does to a system. Call us and make sure your home is the one place the heat can't follow you. GOETTL. We'll keep you cool, but it's hard to spell.
The Dan Patrick Show.
The Dodgers get Tarek Skubal. I think the surprise might have been, are you giving up big-time talent to get him? Tarek Skubal had the leverage by saying he wanted to go to the Dodgers, wanted to go to the West Coast. The key will be moving forward, the kind of contract Tarek Skubal's going to want. Of course, looming large is there going to be a lockout at some point?
Weekdays, 6 to 9 a.m. on KDUS AM 1060.
Well, the Cubs keep adding. They picked up, and the Angels keep selling. They picked up right-handed reliever Ryan Zefferjon from the Angels. Producer Evan's giving me the eyes like, that's how you pronounce it.
Zefferjon.
I looked it up. Yeah, I looked up the pronunciation. Baseball Reference is really good with that most of the time, where they give you the pronunciation on the tough names. So Ryan Zefferjon goes from the Angels to the Cubs. They added Braxton Garrett earlier, so they've been doing quite a bit. Deadline getting close. We're about 2 hours and 7 minutes away. Producer Evan, what we got in the leftovers today? I mean, we've kind of done it all.
We have.
Do you have Mauricio Pochettino news for me in the leftovers today?
Yeah. How did you know where I was going to start?
Yes.
Mauricio Pochettino signed a extension to continue to be the head coach of the U.S. men's national team.
Yeah, I'm amped about this. I really am. I think this is the best coach from a tactics perspective that the U.S. men's team has had in a really long time, maybe ever. The roster obviously had its fair share of flaws. We saw that in the round of 16 game, but now he gets another cycle with this team. He's going to get a chance to be a part of the development process for a bunch of guys. Let me tell you something right now. Next World Cup's not till 2030. That's 4 years away. A bunch of players, and I mean a decent chunk of players, maybe 3 or 4 guys in the starting lineup that are going to be a part of the 2030 World Cup team didn't play on the 2016. That's how much overhaul I think there's going to be to this roster, and I think Pochettino is the right guy to oversee it. So excited that he, even after the disappointing loss, felt good about the project, wanted to stay here, could have very easily gotten a job in Europe somewhere after the job that he did as the Team USA boss, but wanted to stay, wants to see this through. Clearly, he thinks there's more to be done. He feels like there's a higher ceiling for this team, so I'm amped. I'm excited. Let's go.
Yeah, I think that it just shows that he feels like they're building something, which kind of makes me excited and should make everybody excited. And after what was a team that kind of garnered a lot of excitement around the country there for a little, hopefully it can continue after what was kind of a really disappointing loss to Belgium in the round of 16. Some local WNBA news.
Oh!
Kelsey Plum traded to the Mercury.
Listen, Matt Ishbia, he loves a blockbuster trade. He really does. He stopped doing it with the Suns for a little bit as they're kind of retooling, but the Mercury, they're making the big trades.
Yeah, I don't know the WNBA financial layout, if it works the same way as the NBA. No. If
I don't think there's aprons, but
aprons
I don't think so.
And luxury taxes. But I do know that it was a big time trade, and Matt Ishbia loves a big time trade.
Matt Ishbia has never met a big time trade that he doesn't like.
And so this is one that he has now added to his belt or his repertoire. Did you see this? The Brewers played Angels at Angel Stadium. And obviously Jacob Mizorowski out there on the mound for the Brew Crew. And he has been just nonstop crushing the Angels ground crew.
did not see this from over the weekend.
Yes, he's just absolutely ripping them about the awful Angel Stadium mound.
By the way, after acquiring Kelsey Plum, the Phoenix Mercury are under the salary cap. So we're wheeling and dealing.
We're good, yeah. It was awful, Mizorowski told reporters after a 3-0 loss to the Angels.
I saw this. Didn't he
It was
refer
probably
the
one
worst
of the
mound?
worst mounds
Yeah.
I've ever seen.
I did see
It was
this.
dry. It was rock hard. It was awful. Just bad. You can't blame it on the mound, said Mizorowski. I got to do my job. Well, it seems like he's blaming it on the mound. I don't really know what to...
Well,
you can't complain.
Sure.
I mean, 3-0. How about get some offensive help?
All right, but to be fair to Mizorowski, I don't think I've ever heard him complain ever before.
No.
So the fact that he is complaining a little bit, I think there's probably some truth to it. But I did see this over the weekend. He was not happy.
No, he was really upset. Sean McVay took the podium this weekend.
Oh, and here we go.
He says we have no Aaron Donald update. But we're trending upwards.
See, we're week 12, baby. We are live. Just take your time, Aaron. Just take your time. Vita Vea is coming soon. Don't you worry.
Well, have you heard that Vita Vea is a Ram, essentially, already? That's how it works now. The Rams and the Dodgers are the same team, is what I've learned.
They just get all the players.
They just get all the players. And this is why I think the salary cap is starting to become... Like, I have heard every quarterback that's ever had a dispute is a Ram. I've heard every defensive lineman that's ever had a dispute is a Ram. Until they're not.
Aaron Donald's going to come back this year.
Aaron Donald a Ram, Vita Vea a Ram, Josh Allen a Ram, Joe Burrow a Ram.
Aaron Donald's always been a Ram, so to be fair. He just retired, but he's always been a Ram.
That's very fair. That's very fair. We got a Hard Knocks. We got a Hard Knocks announcement. Who cares? For those who do care.
Not me.
I don't really care. Boring, boring, boring. The Seahawks will be Hard Knocks this year. Boring, boring, boring. I don't really care. Who cares? How many of the same drop do we have?
Well, no, those are different. Those have some different flavors.
Boring, boring, boring. I don't really care. Who cares?
We say a lot of words here on the show. Sometimes we say some of the similar words.
You can't say that. Jeff Passan getting a Twitter update here that just says that he's starting a show here.
No,
to go live.
Jeff.
Like, you just can't be tweeting that, Jeff. I thought it was straight.
Jeff,
I was ready to hit the sounder.
Jeff, you got to read the room, bud. You know that we've got notifications on. You can't be, we can't be tweeting your podcast link, okay?
Yeah, that's really inappropriate,
Yeah, we
Jeff,
can't be doing that today.
right now. We cannot be doing that today. Got a small slate of baseball games. By the way, the D-backs at it again today, 6:40 tonight. Brandon Pfaadt headed to the mound. I got a question.
Okay.
Yeah, Padres are better?
Are the Diamondbacks going to do anything before 3 o'clock today? So you think we come in here tomorrow and the daily special is me screaming my head off? Okay. Well, with that, Jim Rome's coming up next. Producer Evan, thank you for all that you do. The return of the NFL News Dump tomorrow. How about that for a tease? How about that? Everybody, have a great rest of your Monday. We'll talk to you tomorrow. See ya. The returns have been 0.
AM 1060 KDUS Tempe Phoenix and KSLX HD2 Scottsdale Phoenix.